Good evening everyone and welcome to the iceHQ ice rink in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia on Warranjoy Wirrung traditional land for the iceHQ Ducks exhibition match. Steady in hand of Lucy Harrington at the helm. And while they've got a lot of unseen at AWIHL level players, they're not without elite experience. And the Ducks have been state representatives and national players as juniors. And if not for logjam at the Mice, will be playing on the big stage. This is their big chance to show that not only can they earn a place at the national level, but that Melbourne has the talent base to support two strong teams. Watch for Neve Gallagher in particular. She's a rock-solid defender. And one that the Ducks will need to do the best. Especially if she's to contain some of the superstars of the In terms of history between these two teams, well, there's none. You can look at the individual players and how they played in the Pro League. This is a team game, and it's how they combine and pass and back each other up. The impact of the Pro League is an interesting one. Gossie and I were very privileged to get to see all of the Pro League. And Gossie, what do you think the Pro League will have and how will it overshoot into this game tonight?
I think we'd be very lucky that we were treated to such amazing hockey during this past winter season with the women. It was a great year, really run by those Dogs. They were runners all the way through the year. They lost that one their last game of the season against the Inferno. However, other than that, really were unfazed throughout the season. This year, looking at the women on show today, it almost is like an all-star game between those three teams.
Well, that's absolutely right, Gossie. But if you have a look at the team list that we have here, I think all but 6 of the players in tonight's games have played for either the Dogs or Snipers or the Inferno in the Pro League that we put on here at iceHQ just a few months ago. And that was a significant series. It was the first time ever in Australia that we're aware of that female hockey players were granted the same privileges as men in terms of being able to play in a league where they weren't required to pay to play. And it's the same thing here tonight, of course. The Melbourne Ducks getting the full support of the iceHQ crew here. But yeah, Gossie, you're right. It is an all-star turnout. So almost everyone that we've got playing here tonight did play in the Pro League, but with a different mixture.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the Ducks, they're excited. They believe that this barn deserves a team to be played at the highest level. And we got some amazing women here that are playing for this team that are going up against a pretty formidable opponent in this Melbourne Ice squad.
Oh, absolutely. The Melbourne Ice squad is stacked with some incredible talent. I mean, they've got Danny Howe, Paige Cameron, who's was a bit of a solid rock in defence, who lifted her game a lot through the Pro League, and we saw her improve an enormous amount. But also players like Ash Aparicio, Steph Cochran, as one of the outstanding players, played for the Dogs in the Pro League and now playing for the Melbourne Ice. They'll be led up by, look, I've got to say, one of my favourite players I've seen in women's hockey in Australia, and that's Shana Godfrey. She's morphed into one of the best playmakers that I think we've ever seen here. And she's just such a brilliant playmaker and knows when to pass and plays that real back and forward game, which you need centres to do. And she does that incredibly well. So it's great to score goals, but not if you give away too many scoring opportunities. And Shana was tremendous at owning that neutral zone and creating opportunities and also denying opportunities too. But we've got Neve Gallagher back as well, and she's one of the alternate captains for the Ducks, and she really came of age in the Pro League last season as well. She did play in the CCM National Women's Tournament last season, where she was an outstanding, and to my mind, she was the player of the tournament. But she's playing as a alternate captain tonight for the Ducks, and she's going to really need to be on her game. But I think she'll step up to it. It's
a lot of that next generation that we saw coming out of that Pro League, really, that's going to be featuring here for the Ducks. And I also think, just looking at the squad, they have the ability there to play with some of the skill of the ice. What they're just going to be looking on is making sure they don't have too many of those lapses, because this squad for the Melbourne Ice, they did go to the final last year in the AWIHL. They did fall to the Sirens, where Godfrey actually was playing last season, but they've also bolstered their lineup. So they'll be looking to pounce on any mistakes that the Ducks make this game.
Well, that's the thing, and as anyone who's been watching hockey and paying attention knows, it is absolutely a game of mistakes. And if the Ducks can keep their defensive lapses down to an absolute minimum, not let the Ice get through with any dangerous breaks. And we know that the Ice have one of the best goal scorers in the league, and that is Danny Butler. And we know what she's like if she gets past the defence. If the Ice can make sure that they keep two players between any attacking rush and the net, they've got a pretty good chance of keeping the scoring down. And then, look, I know it's a word you hate, Gossy, but it does boil down to a bit of luck. Yep. Every shot on the net's a chance, and I don't know if you saw Pasternak today score a goal when he got tripped over in front of the net against sorry about the spoilers, but if you were watching the Boston Bruins play today, then Pasternak scored a goal which was just basically a piece of luck. And it does happen if you put the puck on the net enough times, sooner or later it goes in because something goes wrong. And that's going to be an issue if the Ducks can minimise their mistake count and maximise getting shots on, then that's going to give them a chance.
Yeah, we spoke as well with a couple of the fans here that have watched these women play for different teams there in the Pro League. And when they were talking about the Ducks, they mentioned two terms: youth, right? So that next generation, but also a little bit of truculence, right? They got a little bit of that grit that they've got out there, and that's going to be really integral to them going against some of the speed that you see from a Cochrane or a Butler, or a Godfrey. Well,
the phrase we use with the development program here is "find your fierce." And I think the Ducks have got plenty of fierce. And one of the things that this series is hopefully going to help us establish, in fact, will help us establish, is that there's a logjam in the Melbourne Ice. They've got an established base of players who've been there for a very, very long time, and deservedly so. They've been excellent stalwarts of the game. But it has resulted in a lot of players who were on the borderline of getting into that team, just not able to get past those established players. And it's kind of stagnated a little bit. And so the Ducks are now a chance to break that up a little bit and create some opportunities and give some of the younger players and some of the older players as well who just been on the edge of it a chance to get in. We're just about to have some speeches and a national anthem played, so we'll be quiet for a moment. So the national anthem there just winding up as the ladies all paying attention to that with their helmets off, as you would expect. And I think we're going to get a brief word from Ross Fisher. No, we're going to get underway.
So there we have it, the two teams, Melbourne Ice against the Melbourne Ducks, who are looking to show some fierce battle here and show that they deserve a spot in the AWIHL against these Melbourne Ice next season.
Well, they're going to need to be fierce, and they're going to need to bring their A game, that's for sure. And the Ice look fantastic tonight. The Melbourne Ice wearing their white jersey this evening, and they do look splendid. I think we were commenting earlier where the Ducks in the black and blue, the same Ducks uniform that was worn by the Melbourne men's Ducks just 12 months ago, I think it was. Gossie, give or take?
Yeah, no, I was just saying out
Pacific.
there, it's great to bring the Duck jersey out of hibernation.
It most certainly is.
It has been a while since we've seen some hockey in these black jerseys, and we know that these jerseys mean a lot. That team went all the way to the final where they lost heartbreakingly in overtime in Game 2 against the Adelaide Avalanche. But we're back here at the Duck Pond at iceHQ here in Reservoir, and we're excited for the next installment of Ducks hockey. And this is looking a little different feather in the cap as these women look to start hard against these Melbourne Ice.
Yeah, so it's time to bring it on, and we're just running a couple of minutes over time at the moment. Refereeing team tonight is all lined up and ready. It looks like we have lining up for the Ducks in centre. Looks like Lucy Parrington, who is an absolute legend of the game of ice hockey in Australia. She's leading off the Ducks.
Against Christina Julian. So face-off won by Parrington there. So the Ducks got one win on the board, and it's back here now with Frost. Frost in the corner being watched, sends it up on the half wall. It's intercepted by the Ice, and that's Moore, the captain, sending it down to Aparicio. Aparicio down back, looking high slot back for Moore. Kept there momentarily and sent back down. Now Godfrey with a shot and a save there by Ranatunga. Or Davis Tope, there in the net. Shot comes back out. It's Captain Moore with it. Looks to hold up. Shot deflected. Back to the point. A shot by Aparicio. Deflected. Kick save there by Davis Tope. Great job there by Jade.
Some good initial intensity here by the Ice to start off. The Ducks are a little bit on their heels at the moment. They'll need to just pick up their speed a bit to deal with this threat.
So Godfrey now has it behind the net for the Ice. Looks to center. A great tie up there by Sparrow. And that's going to spring the Ducks. Sparrow sends it back up there over for Cashin, who sends that deep for Sparrow to give chase. Sparrow turned back. Off comes Cochran, who just chips that over there for Butler. Butler has it now, steals it back. Assistant captain here for the Ice, and she chips that in and goes to the corner. Conlin just looking in that slot area for the pass. Butler comes out in front. Nice defensive play there by Gallagher to knock the puck off her stick. Fake shot there, blocked by Sparrow, but Butler picks it up on the half wall. That gets sent down in the corner to Cochran, intercepted there by Krulak. Conlin now back to the point, sent back there to Conlin. Conlin looking for that stretch pass across, back to Cochran, to Dutton. Dutton back down to Cochran. Plenty of offensive pressure here for the Ice. It's back there, shot, deflection, save Davis Tope, and it's in! Danny Butler on the doorstep, pots a rebound after the initial save there by Davis Tope, and the Ice have sprung out here to a one-goal lead in this exhibition match.
That was some good sustained pressure there by the Ice in that first flurry. The Ducks not able to clear the puck out as well as they needed to. They had some good pressure from Stringer, trying to do a good job of trying to hold the net space. But in the end, Butler with his stick on the ice got a nice juicy little rebound and just had to tuck it home.
So Ducks coming back out here with line one. It's Parrington facing off against Grigalunas, and Grigalunas wins that. It's back on the point for Cameron, sending it over there to her teammate. Sent up here for Howe. Howe over the blue line, watched there by Ryland. And that sends it down to the corner for Parrington to give chase. Parrington with the puck, just loses that behind the net to Grigalunas, and Howe now on the backhand centers it, but it's through everyone. Puck now here with Johnson, and Briar Johnson, the young stud, coming down on the far wing, cuts past Raimondo there, still with it. Crashing the net there is Owen, but couldn't find her there. Ice now collected behind their own net. It comes back over to Raimondo for the Ice. Bella Raimondo over to Howe, just bounces off her stick, and it's blocked there by Ryland. It's now Howe still with it though, fresh off an injury where she broke her arm just recently, so great to see her back out on the ice. And it's out in front, shot Godfrey, save, no, and it's in! Davis Tope initially saves, but the puck just drops behind her, and Godfrey with her first of the series gives the Ice a 2-0 lead.
Got to feel a little bit sorry there for Davis Tope. She had it, but just kind of rolled over her shoulder and popped over. And one of those little goals that you think you've got it, but the puck had a mind of its own and was magnetically attached to the twine.
It's amazing goal scorers like Godfrey, how you get lucky like that, eh? You talk about luck, and you always say goalies are lucky, but I say sometimes forwards are too.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt there. It was good sustained pressure. The Ice at the moment committing a lot of players deep in on their forecheck. They're running a 2-player forecheck at the moment. They've probably got the speed to get away with it, but they do need to be careful because it does open them up to a rapid counter-attack if the Ducks can do it.
Stolen there by Aparicio. The shot scores! Aparicio faster than plucking a banjo. Puts them up 3-0. And the Melbourne Ice really starting to break away now here early in the first.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit messy for the Ducks. They're going to need to own that space in front of the net a little bit more thoroughly. They're letting the Ice push them around a little bit too much. And we were talking earlier about having to find their fierce. They are going to have to find that fierce if they're going to own that space. And just be a little bit more physical in the area in front of the net. You can't let the girls push you around.
So 3-0 game here, just 3 minutes into the first period of this exhibition series. The Ice really forechecking hard, and coming in with speed here is Danny Butler. Cuts in front, winds there, saved there by Davis Hope. Rebound, scores! Conlon adds another one here as the Ice now 4 goals in just about 4 minutes of hockey.
It is stop time too, so with stop time, what that means is every time the goal is scored or there's some other interruption, the clock will stop as well. Each team is allowed a timeout, and the Jeremy Muir there, the coach of the Ducks, has called a timeout to give his players just a chance to come in and have a bit of a debrief and a decompress. So with that 4 goals in the first 4 minutes, it's a pretty big ask for them to keep their composure. So you'll just give them a bit of a chat and just get them to settle down.
There are a lot of nerves coming into this game. You know, you're up against what's arguably the favorite to win the AWIHL this year. There's people talking about in the season the Melbourne Ice aren't going to lose a single game all year. And we got an upstart team here for the Ducks. Lots of pressure. First time playing as a team. I know there's been lots of trainings that are going on, but the speed that the Ice are coming in on is just forcing them back a little bit in their zone. And despite crashing that net, they're leaving that dangerous opportunity out there in the slot. And they was really shown on that last goal right there.
Absolutely, and the Ducks certainly need to just get a bit more composure, a bit more physical in the slot. It's okay to knock a player over every now and then. You're allowed to hold your ground, and it's not a non-contact sport, it's a non-checking sport. They are allowed to be a little bit more assertive than they are being at the moment. But the Ice doing a great job of getting their way through traffic and just finding those loose pucks and putting them in quickly with quick shots.
At the beginning of the game, you mentioned the leadership of Parrington, captain of the Ducks. And if you notice that right after that goal, she took the 5 players on the ice. Yep. She went in front of Jade. She said, guys, don't worry. Doesn't matter what's happening right now. We can only worry about what's going to happen forward. Great timeout by the coach. Let's see some inspiration here for the Ducks. And here they are on the forecheck. So puck's down behind the net is Dutton. She regroups it over to Poulin. Stolen there by Sparrow, and it comes to the point for Gallagher. Gallagher with a bouncing shot there, blocked by the Ice, but kept in there. Howe, though, collects it. She looks to send it across over Grigalunas, who's going to just be held up there by Sparrow, who's having a pretty inspired period so far. Best Duck on the ice for sure. She rips that around, and it's now Parrington with it. Evades that check, and now she's coming in with speed. She's got a teammate there with her in Britt Mendham, but just offside, and we'll have a face-off here just in front of the penalty box.
The face-offs are also another chance for the Ducks just to get themselves a little bit more organised. There's a pretty clear speed differential between the two teams at the moment. The Ice just a few percent quicker than the Ducks at the moment. But if they can get a bit of composure and get some structure to what they're doing, they give themselves a chance to get on the board.
And here they come again. It's Christina Julian looking to break, but a great defensive play there by Fitzpatrick to stop that clear break, as that was looking to be very dangerous with Julian, one of the top goal scorers here on this game.
Davis Tope there this time manages to freeze the puck, and we will get a defensive zone face-off for the Ducks. We'll see how this one pans out. I know the Ice have been doing a lot of work on their face-offs, and they win it back cleanly.
Pass over there looking for Raimondo. It's going to clear out, though.
So they won the face-off, but perhaps didn't get the opportunity they were hoping from it.
Puck's now sent there, stolen, collected in neutral zone here by Narelle Owen. It's going to come into the offensive zone, just chipped forward there by Briar Johnson and cleared out there by the Ice. Just out of the reach of Aparicio, but Bella Raimondo is going to collect this here just past the red line, and she'll dump that one in and start this fierce Ice forecheck. Back there's Ryland, just clops up there with Fitzpatrick, who has the puck. She has her head up, rims it around, looking for Owen. Owen now with it, watched by Conlon. Stolen there by Butler. Butler over to Cochran. Cochran in for Butler. Butler with a shot, and that just goes wide. Puck now here on the half wall. Shot in, bounce behind the net. Steph Cochran, assistant captain, will collect it. Looks to center it, but she'll take it behind the net. Now centers it in front, but that's collected by Parrington and off some skates, and now collected there by Conlon. Conlon behind the net, being watched there by Ryland, who rims that up on the point. Kept in by the captain, Moore, who just sends that back deep looking for Conlon. Conlon loses it, but her captain bails her out, and the Ice still keep the forecheck going. It's Butler over to her teammate. Shot on, deflected in front. Davis Tope is down, and the rebound's collected there by Conlon. Watch there by Parrington. Save there by Davis Tope, and now Cochran with the puck. This intense pressure is almost negating, but the puck cleared there on an errant pass there by the Ice.
The Ducks getting a very necessary change there, but they're going to have to get in pretty quickly because here come the Ice again.
And it's Conlon on the backhand shot, kick save, and a beauty by Davis Tope. And she gets the oven mitts on that one as she covers up after some insane offensive pressure by this Melbourne Ice.
Yeah, the Ducks just a little bit hesitant in defence. Had a couple of chances there to clear the puck out and move the puck up the ice. And there was a lot of forechecking pressure from the Ice, keeping them down deep. But they need to clear that puck out a bit quicker if they're to break these offensive presses. They've got no one up on the wing.
Here, and it's Dutton now. Look to center that to Grigalunas. It comes back. Shot there. Scores! Tara Baker for the Melbourne Ice. Score their 5th as they take a commanding lead here in the first period of the exhibition series.
It's not looking good for the Ducks, but again, there's lots of positives they can start to take out of this. They can work a lot on their structure, and it is an exhibition game, so there's no actual premiership points at play. But it's a good opportunity for them to try and, throughout the game, each period, each shift you get on the ice, you try and make it one where your opposition doesn't score, and you try and build from that.
So here the Ice are, they regroup. It was Poulin over to Dutton. He'll chip that up, looking forward there for Baker. Kept in there by Grigalunas. A little bit of a kid line here with these two youngsters here on for the Ice, joined by Danny Howe. Howe behind the net now, takes it out of the corner, looks in front for Dutton. Nearly pocket picked, and here they come the other way. The Melbourne Ducks, Tara Yates. Puck stolen off her there by Poulin, and the Ice turn back the other direction. That was Fitzpatrick there, sending it over for Vertigan. Vertigan now has it. It's Tara Yates taking it down into the half wall. Stolen there by the Ice, and they'll skate that one out with Aparicio having it on her off wing. Aparicio trying to just chip that up to Julian, and eventually does get there. Julian back to Aparicio. Aparicio waiting to Cameron. Cameron around one, still with it. Paige Cameron with a shot there, looking for a deflection in front, but that missed everyone. And Godfrey now has it on the half wall. Godfrey around Cashin. Back over far side, and there you go. Great pass by the playmaker, Sharna Godfrey. And Christina Julian pots it far side to make it 6-love.
Well, we know that that's Sharna Godfrey's absolute specialty. It's just making space and creating opportunities for her teammates, and that's exactly what she did there. And the Ducks did a pretty good job in the first part of that little defensive play, but they're going to have to just own that space in front of the net. They're a little bit slow getting up and covering their players too, with the wingers getting up and marking those D, which is giving the Ice too much time to recover when the Ducks do get the breakout. And then the Ice are just running them down with speed through the neutral zone.
So here's Conlon now getting it up to Butler. Butler just has to evade the referee and turns back on her legs, still with it. Watched by two Ducks, and eventually it's Lucy Parrington who comes in to block off the Ice superstar. It's Conlon now behind the net there. She has it, drops it back behind, looking for Cochran, but a great job there by Gallagher to rim that around. Blocked in by Conlon, body played, tried to chip out there by Mendham, but collected there by Butler. Butler winds, takes a shot, save there, Davis Tope, rebound, it's loose, she's down, and Niamh Gallagher collects it behind her own net. It's Gallagher now chipping it up, looking for Mendham, who will chase in on Georgia Moore. Moore through the legs, but not out, so it's Parrington who backhands that on, and a easy save there for Kayla Best.
Parrington with that inventful little backhand. It's a morale-boosting shot. I think it might be the first one that the Ducks have actually been able to get on the Ice goalie. And it was a little tricky bouncer. Sometimes those tricky bouncers can do strange things. Parrington doing the right thing there by just getting that shot in deep.
Here our face-off won there by the Ducks. They send it behind the net, and it will be Krulak who has it. That was Owen in front of the net getting knocked over, and the Ice are going to come out through Howe, but a great back check there by Krulak just to stop up that breakout. With it now is Johnson, who sends that deep. Back, though, is Gernot. Gernot here behind her own net here for the Ice. Chased hard there by Krulak. And a battle now here on the half wall as the Ice will get it out through Christina Julian. She turns the Jets on as she comes here. Drops it back. Kept in there by Gernot. And intercepted there by Krulak to allow the Ducks to come the other way. Georgia Moore, the captain, though, also steady back there. Chips it up to her teammate there in Julian. She's being watched by Johnson, but used her speed to take that outside. It's 1-on-5 here for Christina Julien. She's got Godfrey on the other side, looks to get it across, but a nice job there by Fitzpatrick to keep an eye on the sniper, the ice.
And that's Alita Jackwitz there putting pressure on Shana Godfrey and just denying her that opportunity to get the pass in from the corner. So an interesting first 10 minutes, you have to say, Gossie. Not the one the Ducks would have wanted to start with. It's a 6-0 deficit. I think we'll stop looking at the scoreboard and start looking at individual plays and just see what happens there with a nice face-off win by.
Hockey is an interesting sport.
It is an interesting sport, absolutely.
Anything can happen. There's plenty of hockey left to play, but as you said, the Ducks just got to think about what's next and try to play forward. And that's a great play there by Cashin, just to force Pullen to force that down below the net. Now here's Godfrey in the corner being watched there by Owen. Godfrey still with it. Also is Fitzpatrick. Two of them there. Godfrey, though, gets it through to Julien. Julien walks out. She's got some space. She finds Poulin. Poulin with a shot over there for Godfrey. It's loose in front and a nice clear there by Blondin as Godfrey was looking to pot that into the open net. Cashin gets a stick on, which clears that out, but only as far as Ash Aparicio. She gets it over to Godfrey, who looks to send that on, and now she'll go for a change. Blondin
with a good piece of wisdom there, just dumping the puck in deep to let her team get a nice change and get organised.
A little miscommunication there allows Poulin to activate off the point. Stops up behind the net. She's got Butler in front. She looks to find her, and a save there by Davis Tope as the puck slid in front and deflected right on. She was able to close those legs and keep that one from sliding through.
Another opportunity here for the Ice to show us if they can get their face-off working. We did hear that their coach, Curtis Kluster, had been doing a lot of work with them on face-offs over the last few weeks. But this time it breaks down. Nev Gallagher clears deep around the back of the net for the Ducks.
So here with it now is Conlon. This line's been very great here for the Ice. Butler, Cochran, and Conlon. It's back with Raimondo. She chips it up looking for Butler. Stolen there by the Ducks, and here comes the captain, Lucy Parrington, here for the Ducks coming through. Watched there by Butler, and eventually stolen. She's got a little bit of space. Takes an inch. Give her an inch. She takes a mile. But a great defensive play there by Amelia Stringer to break that one up. Puck's cleared out, and now with it here is Britt Mendham. Over the blue line, Lucy Parrington's going to the net. Mendham watched by Conlon, still with it as Mendham centered, shot on, and it's loose, and it comes behind the net with a great save there by Best. Her best of the night for sure.
So Sparrow and Parrington there just floating around in the slot looking for that opportunity for the Ducks, and almost created a chance. As Jackwitz now for the Ducks tries to clear it out, but only hits a pile of nice bodies. Jackwitz this time still unable to clear the puck. It just keeps
eventually
running.
Eventually gets out. Bella Raimondo wasn't able to hold the line. So a little pile up there in front of the Ducks. 5 players all battling for it. Lodged between some legs, and the refs want them to play it. Puck somewhat loose, and there's Jackwitz who gets it out and looking to go D to D, but being watched there effortless with some great effort there by Baker. Blondin now, though, collects it. It's Britt Mendham, that has it on the backhand. Looks to center for Parrington, but stolen there by Grigalunas as she turns the other way here for the Ice.
Briefly there, the Ducks had a very, very brief 2-on-1 opportunity. But
here's
the Ice
Baker, cuts in, takes a shot, saved there by Davis Tope. It's going to come back, though, only as far as the captain, Georgia Moore, will send that down to the half wall. Back there for Baker. Baker winds off the shoulder of Davis Tope. Back to the slot, but Britt Mendham steals it, but couldn't get it past Jeannot. Here come the Ducks, though, and that was Ryland looking to clear it, and Grigalunas now has it near center dot. She'll dump that in and go for a change, and Danny Howe will chase in on Heather Ryland. Ryland up on the half wall. It's collected now here to Godfrey. Back to Moore. Moore thought about taking the shot, but instead sent that over to Jeannot. Jeannot winds, takes a bouncer off the stick there of Howe, and collected now here by Owen. Owen sends it up. She's got Briar Johnson with her. Pinned on the wall there by Moore, and Godfrey's going to give it up to Julien. Julien with speed, half break. She's got Aparicio. Sends it over. Save Davis Tope as she pushes from right to left to make that big save on the Ice goal scorer.
That was a beautiful save there by Jade Davis Tope. Good positional thing, moved in the right spot, puck came across, and there she was, beautifully positioned. Nice work, Jade.
Justine Krulak now looking to push it forward. It was stolen there by Jeannot as she sends that up there for Godfrey. Godfrey head up looking for Aparicio and misses everyone. Owen, that's going to give a chance for Owen to come through. She does have Krulak with her, but Julien turned on the jets. And here she goes, a couple cross legs here, crossover. She's got some space, looking to center it. Godfrey now goes into the slot area. It's going to come back here for Dutton. Dutton back, she's got pull-in, decides to take down to the half wall herself. She's now in the corner, drops it back to Julian. Julian across for Godfrey. Godfrey with a shot, poke check there by Davis Tope. And that's going to allow Frost to get the puck and send that over onto the wall for Johnson.
Ducks back in plenty of numbers in defence, just not strong enough to own the space.
And shot there by Conlon just goes wide, and Godfrey's going to collect in the far side corner. She's being watched by the Duck defender, though, and it'll come back out for Dutton, who'll chip that off on the half wall back to Conlon. Conlon watched there by Krulak, and the Ducks now will get it behind the net through Blondin. She'll rim that up off the wall. Narelle Owen will collect, looking to center it, but hits a skate, and that's collected now by Butler. Butler stick handles, drops it back for Pullen. Pullen down back to Butler. Butler now looking, head up, has it behind the net, looking to bring it in front. She's got Pullen at the point and finds her. Pullen with a shot, intercepted there by Gallagher and cleared down the length of the ice.
Gallagher doing exactly the right thing, buying her team the opportunity to get the change that they desperately needed. The ice bracket straight back up.
And misplayed there by Conlon, and almost fortuitous there for Bronwyn Cashin, but it's collected here by Butler, and she goes offside as Pullen was a little too excited to crash that net and look for a pass from her ice teammate.
If you're curious to know there why Bron Cashin wasn't caught for offside herself when she was behind the blue line, it's because the ice played it back into their own defensive zone, and if they do that, the offside is immediately wiped. Otherwise, she would have been offside.
Alrighty, so we've got a face-off. It's been much better play in this second half after the timeout there for the Ducks. A little bit more even, but the ice just coming wave after wave. Tripped up there is Danny Howe, but it's the ice now that have it there on the half wall.
Not sure if Howe just caught an edge or if she got tangled up with Tari Yates, but they both seem okay.
Baker has it now, sends it up there looking for Howe. It clears Stringer, but first back is going to be Niamh Gallagher. She's the rock here for the ice defense. A youngster with great composure. It's chipped out, cleared as Lecran makes a trip. And then down goes Bronwyn Cashin, and the recipient of that fortuitous play is Bella Raimondo. She stops up as her team is changing and has the composure there just to evade Fitzpatrick and send that deep for Lecran to go chase.
It took a lot about the youth, if you like, of Niamh Gallagher, but she's been playing at a national level as a junior since she was 11, I think. So she's played an awful lot of hockey at a very high level as a junior, and she's an outstanding player at the moment for the Ducks.
So in the neutral zone here, it's just knocked back there by Fitzpatrick. Gallagher sends it right back there, and we've got a little break, but Aparicio was back, and Fitzpatrick sends that deep for Lucy Parrington to go chase. Parrington wins that there. It's behind the net. Ducks with it. There's plenty of play here. It's come back to Ryland. Ryland just mishandles that, but able to keep that in as she sends that behind the net. Parrington's going to go give chase. She's inspired this shift to create some offense. It's Yates now with the puck as she's being watched by Jeannot of the Melbourne Ice. Jeannot pitches that forward. Parrington comes in to help, and that puck comes behind the net now, collected here by the ice defender.
Parrington with a good forcing forecheck and almost managed to keep the puck in for the Ducks, but
here comes Christina Julien with speed, comes in, backhand save there by Davis Tope. Great job there by the Duck netminder to keep this at a 6-goal game. Godfrey just battling there with Parrington. Parrington wins out. She has the puck, head up, looking for a pass, but hits Butler.
And Parrington's been out on the ice now for a very long shift. She'd have to be pretty desperate for a change, and she takes it.
The other great Duck here I've seen is this shift here by Sarah Sparrow, who's had a little extra pep in her step. But the ice have just been too good so far.
Well, we haven't seen very much of Sparrow. She didn't play through the Pro League, so we haven't seen her here, but she's been quite impressive so far.
Puck dumped in there by the Ducks. First in will be Mendham. She's being watched by Jeannot of the Melbourne Ice, and Jeannot's going to pin her up to the wall. It's going to come out now for Conlon. She'll chip that out into the neutral zone, and here come the ice through Butler. Butler with speed, one-on-one on Ty Frost. Butler walks around, winds, drops it there for Cochran, but couldn't find that great play by Ty Frost there to stop that opportunity. Puck shot in, and Britt Mendham will beat out that icing as Dutton gets back there. Mendham still has it, chips it back there now for Krulak. Krulak watching there with Cochran, who gets it over to Conlon. Conlon there, she's got Cochran coming behind her. Cochran calling for the pass, and Conlon then sends that behind the net.
Blondin with a good job there, just on that back check and maintaining distance from the attacking Melbourne Ice players. Just denying them of an opportunity to score.
A bounce there, and the puck comes through to Marnie Pullen. Pullen in through the slot area, takes it wide, evades the stick check, still with it. She's got Dutton on the point, and she finds her there. Dutton looking, sends it right back down in the corner for Pullen. Pullen centering that, puck's loose, and winning that is Bronwyn Cashin, who sends that up to Sparrow, who gets that out of the zone. Cashin with it now, just looks to get that deep, and she'll chase that puck as Marnie Pullen, as she often does, got on her horse and got back and won that. Here come the ice, and it's Amelia Grigalunas who's going to chip that around the ice into the offensive zone. Danny Howe will battle there with Gallagher, support there by Baker, and the puck now will come to the far side here for Stringer. Great little story here as well. Amelia Stringer able to have the last name on the back of her jersey, as that was worn by Corey Stringer there for the PHL Pacific League a year ago.
Surprised they fit. Corey Stringer is a very tall young man.
So here's Godfrey now with the puck in the corner. Centers that. Nice stick check there by Davis Tope. Braun Cashin will collect it. She's got Narelle Owen in front of her, and she'll chip that on the wall, but not able to get that past Cameron. Great second effort there, though, by Cashin, and can't get it out, and here's Godfrey. Centering that. Nice job there by Gallagher not to play that puck and allow that to go all the way through the crease and onto the far side.
Nice work there too. Bri Johnson just battling for that puck on the corner and managing to keep it out wide.
A little extra pass there by Julian as she was looking to drop that for Aparicio, and that allowed the Ducks to clear the zone and go for a change. Paige Cameron chipped that over to Aparicio, dumped in there by Jakowitz, and Lecran is back there for the ice.
We're just coming up on about 10 seconds to go in this first period, so we'll be getting the siren very quickly. Can the Ducks get a shot on the net, or will the Ice?
And here's Godfrey. She
with
splits
just 1
the
second
D,
to go.
takes it wide, 1-on-3, takes a shot there on Davis Tope as Jade makes the final save of the period as the Ice take a 6-0 lead to the dressing room to start this exhibition game.
It's certainly been a bit of a clinic from the Ice in terms of speed and intensity through that first period. The first goal right up in the first minute and a half by Danny Butler from Conlon and Pullen, and then Godfrey from Howe, and then Ash Aparicio, Steph Conlon, Tara Baker, and Christina Julian rounding out the 6 goals in that first period for the Melbourne Ice. We're going to have an interview with a couple of the Ducks players in just a moment. We've got figures sitting around over there who'll see if he can get a word from them. It was a very well-timed timeout there by Jeremy Muir for the Ducks, their head coach, just getting a bit of composure. After those first 6 minutes when they were down 6 goals, it was looking pretty desperate. But he made a big difference with whatever he said. And Lucy Parrington came out and put on a really good shift as well with some good composure and some good discipline. And they created a few opportunities as well. We're going to find a couple of chances where they had some breakouts, and they had a 2-on-1 very briefly, but the Ice were back there so quickly that it was shut down very fast. And at the moment, the difference really is speed and intensity, I think, Gossie.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the game, the Melbourne Ice are just faster. And if you get there first, of course, that's when you get time to make the plays. And that's really what's been the case so far.
I'm excited to hear what Figures has to say with the captain. She has the lone shot on goal here for the Ducks and had a very inspired first period as she looks to lead the team into the second and third. Let's cut over to you now, Figures, with Lucy Parrington.
Thanks very much, Anton. That's right. I've got Lucy Parrington here. 4 goals, first 4 minutes. You guys pulled everyone aside and you had a few things to say to them just before the timeout. What were those things that you were saying to them?
I think it's mainly just to settle. You know, it's the first time we've been out on the ice as a team together outside of, a couple of small practice matches. And it's just, you got to kick those nerves out. And I think, second half of the period, people started to settle down. And I think we're, hopefully going to come out even better in the second.
You take the wins where you can get them, and those early few face-offs, you were blitzing them. Is that something that you've been working on in your own personal time, just working on face-offs, or is it just something that you've been doing really well for a while now?
It's just, 20-odd years of experience, I guess. But I haven't been working on them in particular, no.
And really great effort at the end of the period, really kept them honest. Is that what you're going to be doing in the next period? Just really keeping him tight around the net?
Yeah, I think the mandate is just trying to do our best at D-zone coverage. Melbourne Ice are an extremely good team. They're very strong. they attack well, and so I think if we can just play good D-zone coverage and be kind of a bit more controlled, you know, a little bit more settled and communicate well, then hopefully we can hold them and maybe get some on the board ourselves.
Right. Well, thanks so much for your time, Lucy. Good luck in the next period.
No worries, thanks.
Thank you very much, Figures.
Back to you, Anton and Carl.
Thank you very much, Figures, for that interview there with Lucy Pangton. She is an absolute legend of the sport, and you can hear just the wisdom of what she was talking about is absolutely spot on, and we couldn't have said it better ourselves. That's exactly what the Ducks needed, that little bit of stability. When you get rattled, you just got to, I wouldn't say slow down, but you've got to concentrate on doing your job right, trusting your teammates, and focusing on what your job is and trying to do that as best you possibly can. And that's what she's doing, and she's leading a lot by example. She's showing a lot of composure. When you do, we've all been in situations where a game hasn't started the way we wanted it to, and if you can screw your head back on and keep your composure, then that's really what it's all about. There's a famous quote from a film. It's easy to grin when your ship comes in and you've got the stock market beat, but the man worthwhile is the man who can smile when his shorts are too tight in the seat. So
I think that's a great time to
cut to a break.
Cut to a break, but I couldn't have said it better than myself, Carl. We'll be back shortly
back
with
in
the
10 minutes
second period
for
here.
period 2. Absolutely. Thank you.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way.
The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
And welcome back to the iceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for this exhibition game before the exhibition game between the Melbourne Ducks and the Melbourne Ice. It'll be shortly starting the second period. The first period was all ice in the first 6 minutes, with 4 or 5 goals being scored in very rapid progression, and it all looking pretty grim there for the Ducks in the first half of that period. But they picked it up in the second after their coach Jeremy Muir very wisely called a timeout just to let his team get a bit of composure, and the ice had come out very, very hard in that first bit of that first opening period, Gossie. And we saw them with some pretty amazing goal scoring and a lot of pressure in close in the slot. But the second half of the period, with the leadership of Lucy Perrington taking a firm hand, the Ducks managed to make some leeway and create a few scoring opportunities of their own, which is something you can build on in the second. And Lucy was saying in that interview, just at the finish, at the interview between the first and second periods, that it's an opportunity for this team to build some teamwork together. They haven't played together as a team before, and they are playing against one of, if not the best teams of women's ice hockey in Australia, in the Melbourne Ice, who we have seen a clinic from so far today. But with some highlight players so far for the Ducks managing to certainly put their hands up. In particular, we've seen some great efforts from Neve Gallagher, and who else would you say? I think Sarah Sparrow's played well in defence, and so too Bron Cashin has done a great job. She's absolutely turning herself inside out as playing centre, which is a great role for her as well. And Lucy Parrington, of course, her leadership is outstanding for the Ducks.
It's the old adage of, hard work beats skill when skill stops working, right?
That's absolutely true. Yes,
we're looking at, as you mentioned, one of the most skilled teams in women's ice hockey here for the Ice, and they've performed the way everyone expected them to perform. Early goals, a barrage of shots. Jade Davis-Tope faced 25 shots in the first period. That's a game's worth. That's a game's worth of shots. But what we saw was a little bit of that effort starting to come in from the Ducks. They're a young team. Jeremy Moore and the coaching staff there for the Ducks would have sat them down and said, guys, first period's done. It's over. Yesterday's gone. We can't change what's happened in the past. What we can change is going on in the forward. Let's win this period.
You can learn a lot from it too. You look at the structures that they're playing. And just a little bit of I imagine he would have been talking a lot about being a bit more assertive in that area in front of the net, and also making sure they maintain their composure in defence. When your wingers collapse down too deep in defence, you often end up with no way to break out, because when you do recover the puck, they've got no passing options. And that's something that the Ice have done a good job of containing on their forecheck, and the Ducks will need to do a better job of in the second, just to create more opportunities. They were certainly getting them in the latter half of that second period when the Ice did slow down a little. You can't play at that sort of intensity for 60 minutes. So you're right, the hard work of the Ducks will hopefully start to show them some rewards, and with a bit of luck, they get a few shots on the net, and maybe they manage to tickle the twine. We're about to find out. The second period will be underway very shortly, and the Ducks will need to face the other way. Not quite sure where they thought they were going there for a moment, but we go the other way in the second period.
So ready to line up. They're back out with this top line. It has looked good. They've had their opportunities with Sparrow, Parrington, and Mendham out on the ice. And the Ice are coming out with their line here of Butler, Conlin, and Cochran. And they've looked good as the Ice have been slapping some goals here with a 6-0 lead, as we're looking to start the second period here of the first game of the exhibition series between the Ducks and the Ice. Face-off one here. It's Conlin who's just going to chip that back there for Dutton. She's got time, being watched by Sparrow, but intercepted there by Dutton. Or by Mendham, sorry. Dutton chips that up, looking for Conlin. Nice job there by Parrington, but it's stolen by Butler. And it's a 2-on-1 now. Butler and Cochran. Butler, shot, save there by the blocking arm of Davis-Tope as she sends that over to the corner. It squirts out there, though, and it's Parrington that'll get that out over from Mendham. She'll chip that in and chased in by Sparrow. Pullen will be there first as she's watched there by Sparrow, but turns away nicely. Still with the puck, though. Sparrow centers it, but no one was in front of the net, and it's Conlin now clearing that, looking for Cochran. Puck shot down the length of the ice. Icing waved off as Marnie Pullen has that behind the net.
I think Sparrow, to my mind, has been quite a revelation for the Ducks so far. She's played very well and is one of the outstanding players that we've seen from her so far.
So here they are, though, the Ducks in their own zone here. Chips it into the neutral zone. It's Narelle Owen, stolen there by Pullen, but a great play there by Parrington to break that up. She sends that deep, and chasing in will be Norell Owen, but Dutton there first for the ice. Dutton just watches back, curls, shoots that up there. Godfrey, though, chips that forward, kept in only momentarily, and Butler chips that out into the neutral zone. Stringer now back behind, chips that on the wall, and stop there at their own blue line there for the ice defense. Pullen, chipping it up there for Julian. Julian was looking to chip that to Conlon, but here's Godfrey now. Godfrey over to Julian. Julian steals that off young Briar Johnson, who now gets that up there looking for her teammate in Krulak. Krulak in on Raimondo. Krulak wins that. It's chipped back to the point here for Stringer. Stringer, fake pass, shot, bouncer there, goes behind the net. It's now with the Ducks and Briar Johnson on her backhand, sends it to the point for Gallagher. Gallagher watched by Godfrey, and she'll just send that deep to give chase for her teammate.
Interesting tussle here between Godfrey and Gallagher. You can see them watching each other closely. I think they realise and respect each other a lot in terms of their play.
And here's Godfrey using her size just to keep that to the outside. Takes a shot, looking to go top shelf, and rung that just off the crossbar. It's Cameron who activates off the point. Chips it back there for Julian. Back down to Godfrey. She'll walk in, take a shot, save Davis Tope. Norell Owen now for the Ducks. She's got space, and she'll skate that out, being watched by Julian. Does a smart play just to bounce that one off the wall.
A good piece of wisdom there from Owen to make sure she clears the puck. Wasn't anything spectacular, but it forced all the ice to leave the zone. It's a good start.
And Raimondo now walks the red line. She's being watched by Owen, takes it to the backhand, and chips that deep as her teammate was changing. Aparicio now off the bench, and over is Danny Howe, who will now collect the puck. Can't keep that one in, though, and the Ducks do finally clear it out there with Krulak battling hard there with Raimondo. Grigalunas picks it up. She's got a streaking Baker, but intercepted there by Briar Johnson. Cashin now sends that deep. She goes and gives chase. Cameron will get there first, chipped it off the wall just to keep it away from Cashin. And Cameron now will turn back. Cashin chips that over into the corner. Howe has it now. Chips it up looking for Grigalunas. It's going to be kept in by Ryland, who takes a shot looking to get that on, but off the skate there of Cameron. Grigalunas over to Baker. She's one-on-one on Jakowicz. Takes it wide. Still with it, Baker. Baker waiting for her teammates to go to the net, but couldn't connect on that pass through the slot. Cashin battling. Kept in there by Grigalunas. She turns on the half wall. Stolen there by Cashin as she chips that forward for Vertingen. Georgia Moore had that, just had to hold up and chip that back over for Jeannot, and that missed, which is going to allow an opportunity for Yates to initiate the forecheck. Butler now up to Cochran. Cochran over to Conlon. These three have connected well in the offensive zone as the ice seem to keep rolling these three strong lines. Moore over to Jeannot. Jeannot off the wall up to Conlon. Conlon skates there in the half wall. She's got Cochran going to the net. Cochran over to the far corner, and she finds her. Cochran looking in front for Butler. Just misses, and it comes back to the point for Pullen. Pullen couldn't settle down that bouncing puck, and the Ducks do get it out, but only as far as the captain, Georgia Moore, who sends that back into Duck zone. Puck's rimmed around. Conlon's going to battle there against Frost. Frost sent that behind the net, but first to it is Danny Butler. Butler stripped of the puck by Mendham, who gets it up onto the half wall for her teammate, chipping it forward back to Mendham, playing a little pitch and catch here. So Britt Mendham on her off wing, stops up, waits for her teammate to go to the net, and a shot on, saved there by Best.
Yates not quite able to take advantage of that nice little rebound that popped up off Best. It was a good chance there for the Ducks, but back in numbers.
Butler walks out in front, and a great save there, Davis Tope. Butler still with it, though. She's got Aparicio going in. Blocker save there by Davis Tope as she makes yet another save here in the second period. Dutton goes off looking for Aparicio, but a great defensive play by Blondin breaks that up. And here comes Mendham again. Another streaking opportunity. Tripped up there by Aparicio, but no call there by the referee. Dutton battling now there with Parrington. Sparrow comes in to win the puck. Sparrow loses that, and the ice will get out through Sharna Godfrey as she's got Aparicio crashing to the net. Godfrey with a move. Nice play there by Stringer to block that, and it goes the other way. Norell Owen, she's in. Best comes out to play the puck. Mishandles that. Owen with it. Can't get it in front to Sparrow, and Bella Raimondo will mop that one up. That was a little more dangerous than it needed to be for the ice.
The ice just a little bit complacent there, and the Ducks with a good opportunity. Didn't quite get down there in enough numbers. It's just that speed differential between the two teams.
Great bench there by Briar Johnson as she battles in there against Raimondo. Pins her up and waits for a teammate to come in through with Owen. There's 4 of them battling now. Owen up against Raimondo, and Raimondo will chip that across over her teammate in Lekren. Puck now on the half wall, cleared out, and Sharna Godfrey one-on-one on Stringer. Godfrey on Stringer, looks to go between the legs, but a great play by Amelia Stringer to stop that one, and you can hear what that means to the home crowd.
Stringer there with a classic move that Corey Stringer would have been proud as well of. Just that lovely poke check.
So puck's battled now. It is the Ducks that have it on their stick. Briar Johnson skating through the neutral zone, being watched there by Jeannot. She gets past her. She's got Narelle Owen in front of the net calling for it, but gets pinned up on the wall. In comes Krulak, though, and she's being watched. Turns around away from Cameron, but Cameron will collect that and send it across over for Sharna Godfrey. Another great pinch from Ryland as Godfrey goes for a change, and here comes Krulak. Cleared Jeannot there and tripped up, but another missed call there for the Ducks. Grigalunas just walking there behind the net. She's got her head up looking for a teammate and chips that up there for Baker. Baker with the puck on her stick, held up there by the teammate there. And
this time we are going to get a call on roughing, and that's Matilda
icing.
Fitzpatrick getting pushed over.
It was icing, sorry. That was clear from past the blue line. That was called there by the linesman. And that will be icing call against the ice, but very well could have been a little bit of rough.
I've got to confess, there's been a few of them that have been allowed to go.
They're letting the girls play.
They are letting the girls play.
Much of the dismay of the home crowd. But the ice here with a face-off win in their own zone, and it's Georgia Moore who gets the puck stripped off her, and Bronwyn Cashin now sends that into the far corner. Watched by her teammate, and that one with Jeannot putting the hands onto the numbers. There will be a penalty, and we will have our first power play of the game with Mary Claire Jeannot going to the box for the Melbourne Ice.
Bron Cashin getting that shove into the boards, either a boarding or a cross-check. It remains to be seen exactly what that will be called on that one.
It's 2 minutes for body contact there.
Yep.
So the Ducks will roll out their first power play of the exhibition series, and they're going to roll out with Parrington. You see Para just having a little chat there with Gallagher, letting her know where she wants them so that they can win this face-off. She goes up against Julian. Julian wins it clearly, though, and Dutton now will have it, and she'll look to rim that around. And Aparicio collects it, but a great job there by Gallagher, not able to keep that in.
I think that's called using your head. It bounced off her helmet as it came up on the point. She did a good job of keeping her body in the way, and as a result, the Ducks managed to play it back in the zone.
Aparicio sends that deep past Gallagher, but she'll go D to D to her D partner. It's Amanda Blondin, assistant captain with it, sending it up to Parrington. Stolen there by Julian, who is now going to go one-on-one on Gallagher. Julian takes it wide, takes a shot, and that just misses the net. Behind the net now is Parrington. Blondin sends it over to her captain, and she regroups that back to Blondin. Blondin back to Parrington, just loses that in her skates, but able to send that back behind the net as the Ducks look to break out. It's Gallagher now on the far side. Look to center that, intercepted by Aparicio, and some great skating there to create some space. Walks in through the slot. Still with it is Aparicio, short-handed. Looked to center it, but found the skates there of Blondin. Parrington now leaves that for Mendham, and she's got some space, and she'll take it. Mendham around one. She's coming in here with Cochran fresh off the bench with a great stick check there to block that offensive opportunity. Puck with the Ducks. They go cross ice. Nice play there by Krulak to find Mendham. Mendham drops it back for Krulak, but Conlon will collect it and chip it up there. It's Cochran against Gallagher, and the puck shot into the air, and a nice glove save by the assistant coach there of the Melbourne Ice, Mr. Spencer Robbins.
The Ice making a good job of turning a penalty kill into what sometimes is affectionately known as a power kill. They create a number of scoring opportunities themselves this time. The Ducks need to get possession and hold it.
And here's Owen now. Narelle Owen being watched by Cochran. Nice job there by Lekren to be able to just chip that forward, but that's Briar Johnson able to get it deep. Paige Cameron being watched by Sparrow. She sends it over to the far side for Lekren. Nice forecheck here by Briar Johnson. Separates the puck, looking for her teammate to win it, and who else comes to it but Briar Johnson. Great effort here to start this power play zone time. Johnson takes it wide, looks to take a shot on, saved there by Best. Johnston still has it. Ryland's calling for it at the point, and she will get it. Ryland with a shot off the stick of Cochran, and Lekren now will be able to shoot that down. So we're back to 5 aside as out comes Jeannot. She's got the puck fresh out of the box, blocked there by Sparrow, as Stringer now will battle against Jeannot there. Jeannot tried to center that. It's Conlin who sends that back behind the net. Jeannot leaves it there for Conlin, who battles hard against the Duck defender there in the corner. Jeannot looking to walk in front, and a shot on, saved by Davis Tope, who got big and was able to take that one right on the crest. You can see this on the replay. A great job here, if you look, by Jeannot, just to battle hard and take the space, which allowed Conlin to come in, but Davis Tope got big there at the top of the crease and was able to cover that.
Before. We believe she's one of the Melbourne Ice imports, and she's going to be quite an asset for that team. She's fast and she's aggressive, and it's pretty effective. She's been very, very powerful so far through this second period.
They've had her paired with the captain, Georgia Moore, and they've looked very fierce on the back end, but you can see what she can do in the offensive zone as well.
Yep.
So here's Godfrey now taking it into the corner. Godfrey still with it, chips it there for Julian. Julian now walks in, centers it to Aparicio. Aparicio shot, save there, Davis Tope. Godfrey, though, battling with Blondin, evades that stick check and goes across for Aparicio. Aparicio watched there. Frost battles hard, but still with it is Aparicio. Back to Godfrey. Godfrey over to Julian. Julian looks for Aparicio, but a great job there by Blondin to stop that cross-ice pass. Puck's behind the net. Julian still with it for the Melbourne Ice with some prolonged zone time here in the offensive zone. Godfrey back to Julian. Julian shot on, but that goes wide.
The Ducks will be pretty keen to get the puck up the ice so they can get a change. This shift's been out for a long time.
Slap shot there, and she scores! Aparicio slapping some pucks, and she puts that one past Jade Davis Tope as the Ducks now come out to a 7-0 lead.
That was a beautiful shot there by Aparicio. She saw open net, and she had a little bit of time and a little bit of space, and it turned it into a very nice goal indeed.
So face-off won there by Parrington and chipped up there for Sparrow. Some much better play by the Ducks, but the Ice score first here in the second period. Here's Mendham, just takes a little tumble there, and Parrington able to collect it. Walks out in front and tripped up, and this is going to allow Grigalunas for the Ice to come down the other way. Jeannot activates and joins in, but was just a little too quick for Grigalunas, and that's called offside.
Jeannot is a little bit too quick for just about everyone. She's playing an incredible game. Very impressed by her skating ability, and she reads the game exceptionally well as an activated defensive player. She's very effective indeed. Is not afraid of a bit of physicality as well, which is good to see.
That goal by Aparicio was her second of the game, and that was unassisted as she walked out and took an absolute clap bomb to the back of the net.
That particular line of Ducks had been out for a very long time under a lot of heavy defensive pressure. It's no surprise that eventually a chink opened in the armour.
Ooh. A little too close for comfort there for Davis Tope as that was shot in on net, and the speed there of Danny Butler just came down on her like a raging bull.
I'm pretty sure she had a hand over the puck. She was quite safe though there, Davis Tope. Not going to make the mistake of letting that one go. I think every chance she gets to freeze the game, she will.
So face-off here comes in, and as you called it, Carl, Davis Tope puts the oven mitt on another puck as we'll have a face-off to her left once again.
Well, a defensive zone face-off is usually a great scoring opportunity for the defensive team if they can get their wingers activated quickly and moving up straight out and pick up any loose pucks. Let's see if the Ducks can do it this time.
Face-off tied up there by Butler, and the Ducks will win it, and it's Niamh Gallagher now behind her own net. Chips that over, stolen by Conlin, looking to give that back to Butler, and Cochran now will get it in the far side corner. Cochran just holding up, gives it back down to Butler, and she goes towards the net. She'll go as they look to cycle, gets it back down to Cochran, looking to get it to Butler, but kept in there by Bella Raimondo. Butler now has it on the half wall, being watched by Parrington, but curls away. Butler walking in the slot, takes a shot, save Davis Tope, and collected here by Sparrow. Sparrow looked to give it up to Mendham off her skate, and with Caleb Best coming out, there'll be no icing on this play. Raimondo now behind the net, rims it up. Conlin has it on the half wall, chipping it for Butler, but out of her reach. That's going to allow Amelia Stringer to collect in her own zone and find Sparrow. Sparrow just chips that past Cameron, but Bella Raimondo mops up there and gets it up to Cochran, who will send that up to Butler, who's in alone on a breakaway. Danny Butler, shot, misses the net, and a great back check there by the Ducks. Tyler.
Well, the Ducks certainly came back in a big hurry there. They saw the threat and used up all their energy to try and get back there quick and clean it up. Stringer just, sorry, not Stringer. Sparrow there just falling over. Sparrow's been quite impressive so far. She knows how to use her body. She's a big, strong lady. And
here comes AWIHL on the hat trick. She has 2 already. Takes it wide, centers it over. Selfishly looking for Julian as Krulak connects there with the ice defender there at the blue line.
Loose bouncing puck, but the Ducks try and clear it up the sideboards. Kept in, no, they managed to break it out, and it gets past.
Oh, that was Briar Johnson trying to get that, and a chipping, bouncing puck in on Davis Tope by Pullen. That was a little dangerous and frightful if you're a goaltender.
It's hard to pick the bounce with the puck. They don't bounce like a tennis ball. It can be quite random. You've got to make sure your body's behind it. And Davis Tope did a good job of cleaning that one up.
So puck on the half wall, it's cleared. This with Best coming out of the net, there will be no icing as Pullen's back being watched by Krulak. Krulak keeps an eye on Pullen, who will curl away. She's got Julian in the corner. If she wants to give it to her, she can send it up looking for Godfrey, which she chooses to do, but just a little too hot to handle there for the ice superstar.
It was that little chipping saucer pass, but it had a little bit too much bounce on it. It just went over everything.
Here comes Julian now with it, takes it into the corner. She's got Danny Howe going to the net, but a great play there by Narelle Owen allows the Ducks to come out now. It's Mendham who's going to take a shot on. That's just going to go off the glove hand and go wide. Now it's Briar Johnson in the far corner looking to center it for Mendham, and that's going to go off a stick and back there for Jackowitz. Jackowitz looking to go D to D, but that's going to be stolen by Baker. Baker's going to get around Ryland, curl back. She's got Howe looking high slot for a pass, but Baker will send that down to the corner for Grigalunas. Grigalunas looking to find Baker, but just fanned on it, and the puck's going to go down the length of the ice, and Best will leave this one, and that will be an icing.
Definitely be an icing, and if you're not familiar with the rule, the Ducks not allowed to change on that icing call. Some of them trying to. They'd like to get a breath, but the linesman very quickly onto that, saying, sorry, you've got to come back and keep playing. You don't get a break on a icing call, so they have to come all the way back. Jackowitz with a very risky pass there, cross ice a little bit earlier. She's going to do that. She needs to put a bit more on it. If you're going to do those cross ice D-to-D passes, you've got to be absolutely sure it's the right option, and you've got to put a lot of sauce on that pass.
So shots are 35-3 in favor of the ice here, and it's Cochran with the puck. She takes that wide, drops it back there for Jeannot, who will chip that back down to recycle that puck. It's the ice still with it. Danny Butler leaves it there for Cochran. Cochran's going to walk out of the corner now and just use her body there to shield Briar Johnson from stealing the puck and gives it over to Butler. Butler's got Moore at the point, but decides to cycle it back down for Cochran, who will now work out of the near side corner and look for a shot. She takes that, and off the glove hand there by Davis Tope, and Jackowitz able to get it only as far as the line, and Jeannot just took that outside, and that will be offside and a face-off right in front of the penalty box here, far side.
So quite a good little battle there earlier on between Heather Ryland and I think it might have been Marnie Pullen with a little bit of battling for space in front of the slot, and Ryland doing a good job of just making sure that there was no easy territory in front of the net. So those little individual battles that they've got to start winning, and they're starting to dig in and find a little bit of confidence, the Ducks.
And Niamh Gallagher now with it on her stick in the far corner. Looked to clear that up the point, but kept in there by the ice. With it still on the ice, looks to give it back to the point. They go D to D over to Raimondo. Raimondo down off the wall, cycling it down into the corner. Godfrey will get that first, being watched by Stringer. Godfrey cycles it back down for Julian. Julian, forehand, looking to center it for Godfrey. It goes to Aparicio on the hat trick. Can she get a stick on it? But a great job there by Stringer. The long reach patented by Corey and continued by Amelia here in a Ducks uniform. Here's Christina Julian just chipping that back for Raimondo. She'll rim it around over for Lekren. Lekren on the forehand now, just being watched carefully by the Ducks' Owen. And now the ice will get it out, but first back will be Amanda Blondin. Julian just forced to hold up as her teammate Aparicio was offside, and the ice will go for a full sail line change. Blondin.
Fresh white jerseys on the ice for the ice.
And here's Raimondo now with it. Wearing number 71 here for the ice, chips that down into the corner. and first back to it will be Niamh Gallagher. Rims it across over for Blondin. Danny Howe there battles though, and there's 2 ice players and 1 Blondin, and Howe's going to come out with it. Howe just chips it past away from Gallagher. Back there, shot on there by Baker. Down is Davis Tope as she covers up with the oven mitts and makes her 37th save of the night.
The record of
37
record number of
30th,
shots record number of shots on a goalie we've seen here at iceHQ is somewhere in the vicinity of 60, and that was set in a beer league match here not that long ago. Jade Thomas on a chance there to equal that record, and she's done a good job. She's made a lot of saves. That's what she's got to focus on. Not the goals, but you've got to focus on the saves.
30 saves so far, and about 12 of them already this period. And here come the Ducks. It's a break, and it's just out of the reach of Menda, but she will beat out the icing. Sparrow to the net. Sparrow shot! Saved there by Best, as Sparrow was looking to be the first Duck to score. Puck's loose there. Parrington drops it back to Sparrow. Here's the chance here for the Ducks, but it's mopped up there by Pullen, but stolen there by Parrington. Mendham's wide open far side, but a great defensive play there by Dutton, sprawling on all fours to make that block. Mendham looking to center it to Parrington. Parrington leaves it there for Mendham. Great poke check there by Pullen, allows Baker now to spring out for the ice.
Nice this time, dump the puck and get a quick change, fresh leg straight on. It's a good pressure there. Parrington showing her experience and skill. Unselfishly trying, perhaps a little bit too unselfish at times. It might have been worthwhile taking a shot, but she went for that pass across the net, and there was ice in the slot to clean it up.
Here's Butler with the puck now, using her speed as she looks to walk around the defender. Danny Butler cuts around, shot, saved there, Davis Tope. Collected there by Briar Johnson, and Conlon forces that into the corner. Great job there of Davis Tope matching the speed of Danny Butler as she cut across.
Butler, we know, can score goals almost at will when she wants to. Great goaltending there.
And here she is again with it. She drops it back for Jeannot, walking the line. Wines takes a shot, and that was Conlon looking to deflect that in front of the net.
Yeah, that would have been a high stick if it had gone in.
In the corner now is Cochran behind the net. Cochran still with it, drops it back for Butler. Butler looking to give it back to Cochran. It's going to come to Jeannot, and she'll send that into the far corner there for Conlon. Conlon curling, head up, looking for a teammate, and that's forced off her stick, and that's going to allow Ryland to get that puck out of the zone. Danny Butler battling there, just took the space and allowed Jeannot to come and poke it deep. And Jeannot now collects it on the half wall. Wines takes a shot, save Davis Tope, puck's loose, and it comes out into the near side far corner. Pinching here is Aparicio. Back behind the net is Godfrey. Godfrey looking in front for Julian, but intercepted there by Narelle Owen. Owen still with it, looking head up, sending it over there for Johnson. Johnson kicks it up to her stick, but Cameron will get there first for the ice. Cameron, big, taking it behind her own net. She's going to find Krulak there, but able to find Aparicio. Sends it over to Julian, one-on-one on Gallagher. Julian coming in, Aparicio to the net. Aparicio shot, save there, Davis Tope. Gallagher now takes it out of the far side. She's got speed, and she'll take it through. Gallagher through the neutral zone. Just stopped up momentarily by Aparicio, and that ends the Ducks' foray into the offensive zone. Owen there, just battling with it, and the play will be called offside as we'll have a face-off there in front of the Duck zone just before a buzzer to end the second period.
It's been a much better period for the Ducks. The Ice with just the one goal. The Ducks have managed to create quite a number of scoring opportunities, and whatever they did in that intermission with Jeremy Muir made a big difference to that team. They came out a lot more determined. I tell you what though, Gossie, for the Ice, one player who's particularly impressed me with that period is Marie-Claire Jeannot. She is absolutely fearless and fast and an incredibly effective defensive player. Does like to shoot the puck high. Tried to get a tip in on an earlier shot from high, but it was very high. She's got a lot of power and very, very effective at converting defence into attacks. I think she's a real find for the Melbourne Ice. I believe she's one of their imports and an absolutely superb player. But players of them who've been particularly notable, again, Shauna Godfrey was doing extraordinarily well, but we did see some good playmaking through in a couple of attacks there for the Ducks by Lucy Parrington, a couple of times unselfishly passing across the net, and there might have been an opportunity actually to take the shot. And it's good to make the pass and try and unseat the goalie, but sometimes, you know what, you just want to get shots on the net, especially when there's a lot of numbers in front of the net. Sometimes that traffic can work for you, but in that instance it didn't.
One of the players I was very impressed with that period was Briar Johnson. There was a lot of good forays into the offensive zone. She had that little extra effort. When the puck was knocked off her stick, she was really battling for those second and third efforts. She's a young girl. She's amazing. We're looking forward to hearing what she has to say with our man on the sideline there. Figures, talk to me. What's Briar Johnson have to say for us?
Well, that's right, Anton. I've got Briar Johnson here. You had a really rough first period. Second period was like a different team. Can you take us through what was said in the change rooms in between periods and how you approached that second period?
Yeah, so basically we were just talking about how to keep our heads up high. You know, it's our first game. We can't be too hard on ourselves, but also we're kind of just giving the puck away, just being nonchalant about it. We just decided to get down and dirty, get to the puck, be the first to the puck, get those shots on net, because we've got a few more shots than last period, so we're doing good, I think. We just got to step it up next period as well.
And it wasn't just shots on goal that period. It was really great defensive play. You held them to, what, was it 9 shots that period, maybe 10? Was that a real focus in the change room as well, just to make sure that, you know, you're clearing the zone and everything? Yeah,
it was just making sure we're watching that person, getting it up, watching the wingers, making sure the wingers are there at their points, making sure we're making clean passes and not the floppy passes, which I definitely have seen improve.
And so Kayla Best hasn't really had much to do all tonight, except for those last couple of minutes in that period. Is that the key, just getting her moving left to right?
Yeah, you know, she's not very warmed up. Obviously, she hasn't had that many shots, so she's going to be a bit stiff out there. She's doing a great game. Like, I love Kayla. She's the best. So, yeah, she's doing great, but not many shots to keep her going.
Well, thanks for your time, and good luck for the third period.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Anton and Carl.
Thank you, Figures. I got to say, Carl, that was an amazing interview by Briar Johnson. I think the Lay boys were looking for a coach. I think she could coach our team. I mean, the way she broke that down, just
Absolutely.
The poise, way beyond her years. Amazing job, but I think she hit it the nail on the head, right?
Yeah.
It was really those extra little bit of efforts that we saw from the Ducks that was able to contain some of the offense. You could see as we started going into that period, it was frustrating the ice a little bit. That all of a sudden, some of those star players were trying to do it a little bit by themselves because they weren't getting
Old
those
habits.
easy opportunities that they were getting in the first period.
That's absolutely right. When you make that extra effort, you put in that extra 5%, and you really try and put a bit of burn on. And you can only do that when you've got the confidence to do it. If a player drops the head, everything slows down a little bit, and you basically start to lose all of the battles. But if you can start to get competitive in the individual battles, then that's when the opportunities start to arise. And that's what we saw in that second period. There was a lot more chances for the Ducks. They managed to create a couple of scoring opportunities. So too did, of course, the Ice, and they managed to tickle the twine once in that second period, a big change from the first one. And it was a lovely shot from Ash Aparicio, who it was at the end of some very long sustained pressure by the Ice. I think they've been in their zone for well over 45, 50 seconds. And when that happens and you've got the same lot of players still trying to defend against constant motion, and absolutely full credit to the Ice. By golly, they move the puck around and they move around and cycle well in their attacking zone. It just eventually created that opportunity. Aparicio saw open net and just fired the puck in there, and it was a ripper, and there wasn't much Davis Tope could do about it. But Davis Tope has played superbly so far. She has made an incredible number of saves. We've got 40 shots on the net. So she's made 33 saves in the first 2 periods, and that's a huge effort for 40 shots on her. And they did put some shots on Best too as well. The Ducks in that second period, they got 4 shots on, which is a big improvement on the first, where they only got the 1. And Parrington leading there, and she's been starting to make some good combinations. And if they can get all their players just to keep lifting the effort, we've got a game again tomorrow. It'll be a fresh start, which gives them a chance to reset. But we'll see how they can go in the third period. They do get this nice long break with the cut, so they get about 10-15 minutes to recover and just again get that composure, come out quickly and see if they can move the puck around and just win a few more of those individual battles. So we will be back with you in 10 minutes for the start of the third period. At the moment, the Melbourne Ice up 7-0 over the Melbourne Ducks.
This game is our canvas.
Our choice, our freedom.
It's my way.
And mine.
And mine.
And mine.
It's the only way. The ice doesn't discriminate.
It doesn't see color or gender.
All it sees is 60 minutes of pure effort.
A pure fun.
On the ice, we might be enemies.
But in the end, we're all allies.
This game's for everyone.
No matter who you are,
No matter where we're from, we're all ready to hit the ice.
And welcome back to the iceHQ ice rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, for this exhibition game between the Melbourne Ducks and the Melbourne Ice. We'll be coming into the third period in just a moment or two to bring you up to speed. The score at the moment, 7 to the Ice. So far, none to the Ducks. They would dearly love to get on the scoreboard today for their first ever game as a team. This is an exhibition game, and it's their opportunity to match it up against a team which is arguably the best women's team in Australia, the Melbourne Ice, who have been absolutely superb. And the Ducks have been up against it, but they played a much better second period, and they've certainly stuck to their guns and managed to get a bit of composure and start to be a bit smarter with their play of the puck and stop panicking. If they can get another 5% of effort out of themselves and get a bit more urgency and just really start to contest those battles, individual battles, a little bit better, then they're going to find that the game may well turn a little bit in their favour, and they may indeed be able to put the puck behind best and get themselves a goal, which they would dearly love. Gossie, what do you think?
We do have a goalie change in the Melbourne Ice side, so they will be looking to get the puck past Michaela Pierce, which we know how good she is. Just as good there as Kayla Best, who these two battled it out in the Pro League Grand Final between the Snipers and the Dogs.
Lovely face-off win there by Parrington.
Yeah, so the Ducks have it in their own zone. That was Aparicio who took a tumble and collected here by Parrington, who just kicks it up looking for Sparrow, and it's Aparicio back to Julian. Julian with the shot, she scores! Christina Julian scores to make it 8-0 as Aparicio has her third point of the game to add an assist to her 2 goals already tonight.
It was a lovely shot too from a high slot position, just underneath the top of the net. Very little that Jade could do to save that one. A beautiful win from the face-off there by Parrington, but the Ducks not able to capitalise on it. Instead, it turned into a rapid attack for the Mice.
These two have been formidable here for the Ice. Christina Julian and Ash Aparicio both with 2 goals and an assist here in an 8-0 drubbing of the Melbourne Ducks here on behalf of the Melbourne Ice.
Well, I think that Brian Johnson certainly summed it up earlier. It's a brand new team, and they know they've got a lot of work to do, and they're certainly seeing that today. So they're getting a good reality check in a way, but that's what they need so that we can build this team up to be a real chance to make itself into the AWIHL next season. And they've got 6 exhibition games. This is the first of them, and watch them to improve throughout the series. They're playing again tomorrow at 6:30 for a rematch against the Melbourne Ice, and we'll get to see them again tomorrow, and they'll have a lot to think about tonight and how can they improve their gameplay. And they've certainly done it throughout the game.
Shot in here, so it's Mendham now with the puck. She will walk out of that corner, still with it, takes a shot on, blocked there by Moore as that comes out to Niamh Gallagher. Gallagher over to Ryland, who chips that down into the zone. Play is offside, and that's cleared down the length of the ice, and it will be waved off there by Norman Yan. It's Danny Howe in on Ryland. Ryland chips that up there for Krulak. Krulak still with it there on the near side corner, chipping up to Briar Johnson, but that misses her, and a shot on by Pullen just goes wide. Danny Howe now in the corner, being watched there by the Ducks defense and collected there by Owen and stolen there by Baker. Baker chips it down to Pullen. Pullen takes it behind the net. She has her head up looking for a pass, and that was Jakowicz which was able to separate her from the puck. Puck's now with Owen. She'll chip that off the wall and look to skate past Dutton. It's Narelle Owen chasing for it, and she'll win that out, but a great stick lift at the last moment there by Dutton prevented Owen from being able to center that.
She had Krulak in a nice position, still circling around the high slot area. If the Ducks can get possession here, they're in with a chance, but the Ice looking to break it out, quite nicely up the side.
So puck out here now, it's on the near side. Krulak will just send that in, but picked up there by Grigalunas. Grigalunas evades one check, comes in, takes it inside, outside, still on the forehand, drops it, but stolen there by Cashin. It's Cochran and Cashin battling there on the wall, and down low there, collected by the Ducks, and now with Briar Johnson. Great interview by Briar Johnson, and she's at the tender age of 15 years old. It sounded like she'd been playing hockey for 15 years with that leadership there for the Ducks.
Well, she certainly identified what they needed to do and what they were going about doing it. And that's the sort of process orientation that you need to be successful. As Ice looking to pass up to Cameron on the point. But,
so here's Cochran. Cochran looking to center it. It's Danny Butler that has the puck. Sends that back, recycling it to Cochran, who's being watched there by Cashin. Cochran walks out, drops it there, back for Danielle Butler as they just keep cycling it there in the far side corner. Butler out to the slot, takes a shot, deflected, and a nice kick save there by Davis Tope. Around the net there is Conlon, who gives it back to the point for Raimondo. Raimondo with a shot that just misses the net. Cochran, though, will collect on the half wall. She's got Cameron but at the point, and Cochran will leave it for her. Cameron able to get it to Butler. Butler walks out on her forehand, makes one stick check, save shot there by Davis Tope, and Butler collects her own rebound, centers it for Cochran. Cochran fans on that shot, but finds Conlon. Now Butler with it, inside, outside, around, scores! Danny Butler with some magic mitts, able to outweight Davis Tope and pot that far side as the Ice now make it 9-0.
It's certainly not the first time we've seen Butler have such silky mitts and carry the puck through a lot of traffic and congestion in front of the net and eventually just kind of tickle it in. Made it look a little bit easy, but of course it's not. There's a lot of movement that you have to do to get through that traffic. We've got 2 or 3 Ducks trying to get in your way and stop your progress. Beautiful play there, Butler.
So just like the first period, a little extra pep in their step for the Melbourne Ice as they put the pressure here on the Melbourne Ducks. Shots now 44-5 in favor of the team in white. Amelia Stringer looked to chip that past Aparicio, and it's Julian who collects it. She looks to give it to Godfrey, who's also on 3 points tonight, a goal and 2 assists. She goes awkwardly into the boards there, and she looks a bit sore. And they score! That was Jeannot putting the puck in the net, but the Melbourne Ice team going to look at their star, Sharna Godfrey, who took an awkward tumble into the far boards there, and it looked like a knee. Let's hope she's okay.
There was some contact in that boarding when it was Gallagher who was tangling up with Godfrey, and those two have been having quite a tactical tussle all night. Godfrey a little slow to get up. Of course, we do hope that she's okay. She's a great champion of the game, and we love her here very much. She's a big part of the CCM team here at iceHQ. She manages the pro shop, so we all know her pretty well, and we hope that she's okay. And it's only a minor tickle. Of course, that remains to be seen, but hopefully she'll be up and okay as soon as she possibly can. The Ducks, this is a little bit of an opportunity just to reset a bit. The first couple of minutes of the period were a little bit messy for them. And the Ice have come out this third period with a bit more determination. The second period, they were a little bit off the pace. Well, sorry, I shouldn't say off the pace, but not quite as over the top of the Ducks as they were in that first 10 minutes of the first period. As Godfrey now getting assisted from the Ice. It looks like she may, as you say, Gossie, it looks like she might have a lower leg injury of some form.
Just the way,
hard to tell.
Just the way she went into that board, the knee was opened up and fell awkwardly and just looked like a little bit of a twist. Not to take away from the goal there by Jeannot, which was a great pass back and just able to beat the blocking arm of Davis Tope to make it 10-0. We really hope here, for the sake of hockey and the sake of Sharna, that she's just a little tender, and I would imagine regardless, she won't take any more part of this game.
No, you would imagine she would rest up. And there's been a couple of Ice players that have been injured in recently as well. So B. DeFore, who we saw so effective at the Pro League here as a rapid-moving defensive player, is also injured, collecting himself an upper body injury just a few weeks ago. Soft tissue injuries are so hard to manage. Sometimes you just wish you'd broken a bone because they heal, but sometimes in the soft tissue injury stuff is a lot more difficult to manage. So a little bit of a reset now. Parrington out, and she's got that good backhand win on the face-off. She'll be looking to play it back to Heather Ryland and turn it into an attacking opportunity, and they've got Britt Mendham looking up, but she wins it back to Ryland nicely. Looks to play it up to Mendham, and unfortunately it's just intercepted there by the Ice players. But that was the move. Sorry to pick it like that, Gossie, but
nah, it's all good. So
it was a bit obvious.
Scored 10-0 here, and it's Mendham now battling in on Moore, and she gets rubbed out there on the bench. And much to the dismay of the Melbourne Ice bench following the injury to Sharna Godfrey, they're gonna get another penalty here for body contact, and it's gonna be the captain, Georgia Moore, as the Ducks are gonna go on to their second power play, 0 for 1 so far here in the game with 0 shots on the power play.
It will be interesting to see how the Ice go with that playmaking, because we know Sharna's so effective through that neutral zone, and she's been a great player tonight for them. So she'll leave a big gap in their offensive lineup. And without Godfrey and also with Georgia in the box, this could be a chance for the Ducks.
Alrighty, so face-off corralled there into the corner. It's Parrington battling. Sparrow's in there as well, and it's going to come out to the point and kept in. A shot's going to be placed on, but that just goes wide, and it's going to be Mendham who is, pushing into the boards and drew that penalty. She carries into the high slot. Great stick there by Cochran, who's great friends with Sharna Godfrey, so she too will be hoping that her teammate is okay. And here's Sparrow now, chipping that down into the corner. First to it is going to be Dutton, and she'll take that around the net, wind, and clear that high, but only as far as the neutral zone, as it's Heather Ryland that collects it.
It's beautifully caught there too. Lucy Parrington, you might not have noticed, she stuck her hand up. And although she didn't catch it cleanly, she kept the puck from going all the way down the other end of the ice.
And here she is battling with Janot, and she goes awkwardly into the boards. There is Lucy Parrington. It's collected here by Conlon, who's going to battle hard, and she gets rubbed out there by Sparrow.
Sparrow's been a revelation this game, I've got to say, Gossie. She's been superb for the Ducks. Her effort has been phenomenal.
And here's
she's big
Conlon,
and physical.
short-handed. She takes a tumble. Now that's going to be collected by Britt Mendham, who's going to go around Julian. She's got Parrington with her, so it's 2-on-2 here. Mendham takes a bouncing shot in on Piers as she makes her first save of the game. Puck's going to come around Briar Johnson with poise here on the far side, watched by Cameron, able to get that deep as she battles in with Julian. Cameron, though, will chip that around. First to it will be Conlon as a pinch comes in from Blondin. Julian now with it. She's 1-on-3 here, but a nice move, breaks, takes some speed, takes a shot, scores! Christina Julian, short-handed, gets the hat trick as the Ice put their 11th goal up on the board here in the third period, short-handed.
It's certainly not what you wanted there for the Ducks. They did create some opportunities, and they've got to look for positives in every play, and everything they do now is an opportunity for them to just work out a bit more about how the Mice play, and if they can create more opportunities and solidify their defence, which will need a lot of solidifying, I think it's fair to say, but they've got 24 hours to come back for another game tomorrow. The penalty all over now, so we're back to 5-on-5.
So Taya Frost
at least
there.
we should be any second.
Chips it up. It's Britt Mendham. So we have a special teams goal, although not for the way of the Ducks. It's a short-handed goal by Julian was on there. And here she goes looking for four. Sends it across, looking for Aparicio. Trying to give her teammate a hat trick as well. But that's cleared out there by the Ducks. Back in their own zone here is the Ice. It's Paige Cameron with the puck. Here now is Aparicio. Comes in, winds, takes a shot on it, scores! It's double hat tricks for the Melbourne Ice as Aparicio gets her 4th point of the game on the hat trick here, just as the penalty expired for the Melbourne Ice.
I think a little bit of fatigue there really starting to play on Jade there in the net for the Ducks. She had that one in her glove and it just sort of snuck underneath it, maybe just misjudged the flight of the puck a little.
Great.
It looked like she had a good glove save on, but it just went just slightly underneath it.
Well, that was
getting pretty tired.
Well, that was an amazing goal, and Julian's going to collect her 6th point of the night. The best part of that play is we saw Sharna Godfrey on the ice crash in the net. So great news for the sport of hockey, and great news for the Melbourne Ice as Sharna's escaped what looked like could have been a horrific injury there in the corner.
It looks like it must have been a lot less major than we thought, which is fantastic news. We do love her dearly here. We're big fans of Sharna.
So here we are, it's Baker dropping it there for Grigalunas. Chipped down back into the corner, collected now by Baker as they look to start the cycle. Jakowicz, though, not able to get it past Howe. She looked to leave that there for Baker, but just a little miscommunication. Now Janot with it here on the point, curls back around and sends it down for Baker. Baker looking to center it, just finds the stick of Jakowicz, as Jakowicz now will come out with it in the corner. Jakowicz chips it up looking there for her teammate, and it's Yates with it now as she comes in through the neutral zone. Gets it there and runs into a brick wall. That's Janot, and the Ice clear that down the length of the ice, and this will go for icing.
And one of the interesting things about Janot is I think if you watch her play, she's got just the right level of physicality, and she's got a very good understanding of what's a legal body check and what isn't. She's only really transgressed once when she was done for checking on Bron Cashin over in the corner and gave away the first penalty for the Ice. But in general, she's done a very good job of playing the physical game without overstepping the mark and just putting her body in the way when she needs to. She's strong and she's got great edge controls. Very, very good skater. I'm very impressed by her.
Puck's now here behind the net there for Grigalunas. Comes out in front. Collected here by Janot. So the big line for the Ice of Godfrey, Julian, and Aparicio combining now for 13 points. so far here in a 12-0 game against the upstart Melbourne Ducks.
And that in itself is an interesting statistic, Ossie, if you think about it. Most of the scoring has been confined to a couple of players. Now, the Ice is a deep team, but we're only seeing scoring from, and they had a lot of goals, but they could possibly be a little bit weak on their depth with scoring.
So here we are, it's Pullen coming behind the net, activating on from the D, which she's so good at. A centering pass there, intercepted by Gallagher, and it's going to come back here to the point. It was Butler, stolen by Sparrow, and she's got Mendham in front if she can find her, and just crosses the blue line and hits her skate as she looks skyward on that one.
We have a call that we teach to our adult development players here, Gossie, and it's feet. And it's because you're often looking up trying to see where the puck and the play is. If it's right down at your feet, it's outside your peripheral vision and you have no idea where the puck is. So often you hear someone yelling out feet. That's when you have a quick glance down. Oh, there it is. And sure enough, there it was.
So we have 11 minutes left here in the third period. Ice up 12-0 after breaking out with 5 goals here in the third period on 7 shots.
Butler was just robbed on an attack there by the Ducks and managed to clear the puck out and deny that scoring opportunity.
Conlon battling here with Narelle Owen. Butler's going to not be able to get that past Krulak, though. Krulak over the blue line takes a shot, and that one just goes wide. Puck now on the half wall. It's going to come to the blue line, kept in momentarily there by the Ducks, and now it's Butler who's able to chip it forward. Butler can't get it past Stringer, though, as she looks to chip it up there for Owen. Owen watched by Conlon, rubbed out, and here comes Briar Johnson to collect the puck. Nice pass there by Dutton, springs Butler as she comes 1-on-2, splits the D, takes it wide, stops, shoots, scores! Danny Butler scores her 3rd goal for the hat trick as the game is now 13-0 in favor of the visiting Melbourne Ice.
That's a classical move. Butler's done that twice already today, just finding a space through traffic and managing to get the shot through.
If you look at this on the CCM All-Out replay, just as you said, the ability to split the D, but the patience to hold it back, chip it to the backhand, bring it back to the forehand, and nothing you can do.
Post.
Nothing you can do if you're Jade Davis-Cope there.
As a goalie, you've got to move across with the body, and she just kind of pulled the puck back behind her, and yeah, it was a beautiful goal.
So Melbourne Ice, Aparicio now sending it across. We've got a treble, or a hat trick of hat tricks, if you must, with Danny Butler joining Aparicio and Christina Julian now with the hat trick.
Just under 10 minutes now to play in the third period, which will wind up today's game, but just waiting for the Ducks players to get back on their feet.
So puck chips out. That's Sharna Godfrey now on 4 points right of this game, 2 goals and 2 assists. Aparicio on a hat trick and an assist for 4 points as well, joined by the leading point getter so far, Christina Julian, in the offensive zone here for the Ice. Pucks with Sharna now looking to get it across to Julian, but that was intercepted well by Jakowitz. Fitzpatrick was looking there for Vertigan, but Abby wasn't able to collect that, and now Bella Raimondo will have it in her own zone for the Ice. Pucks chipped back behind the net. Lekren now with it, watched there by Braun Cashin and picked up here by Christina Julian. Julian's got a streaking Godfrey, and she finds her. Godfrey over the blue line, one-on-one on Blonde, and a nice move. Godfrey and shoots, save, rebound, scores! Christina Julian adds to her tally, her 6th point of the night and 4th goal, as the Ice really can do no wrong here in the third period. This line especially.
That's showing one thing the Ice have done very, very well this evening, and that is they're attacking and moving in layers. Every time one of their players is coming up, they've got another one following them, and as a result, they're picking up those rebounds. It was a good first save by Davis-Cope in the net, but the rebound was there, and just following it through. Now the Melbourne Ice player, they just come in numbers, and they come in with heat and intensity. And they're doing that extraordinarily well today.
Face-off won by the Ducks, but missed there. They do get it out, and now delayed offside as Baker looks to touch up. Ducks send that length of the ice and hand up there by Norman Yan, and it will be an icing here with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the third period.
So the Ducks will have to make their way back down into their defensive zone. If they can win this face-off, they've got Parrington there, see what her plan is from this one. Is she going to run some sort of a breakout around the back of the net or try and chip it forwards for wingers on the streak? We will see. She wins the face-off to her winger on the side, and that's Sparrow that is dispossessed through the neutral zone.
Nice play there by Moore as she leaves that for Grigalunas. Grigalunas looking to give it back to the captain, but a nice back check there by Sparrow. Mendham runs into the ice player there in Jeannot, and the puck's just on the ground as Sparrow comes in to help. And look at that by Jeannot, just using her body there to shield that puck and get on her knees and clear that. Baker now over the blue line. She comes in on her off wing. She's got Howe calling for it. Instead finds Grigalunas. Tried to drop it for Baker, but she'll now collect it on the far side half wall and recycle that down behind for Baker. Baker looking there, chips it back down. Howe over to Grigalunas. Grigalunas shot on, save Davis Tope. Harrington behind the net tries to chip it around, a little cheeky little play to get it away from Grigalunas as she sends it up to Sparrow looking to spring Mendham.
At the moment at this stage of the game, I think the Ducks are just keen to get the puck out of their defensive zone. They need to try and find some opportunities, see if they can get a goal on. They got a couple of shots early, but they need more numbers and they need more intensity to be able to do it.
So that was Mendham falling down as she took a swing at Cochrane, and the puck's loose. It's coming in. Danny Butler's there. Saved there by Davis Tope as she looked to poke check it, and the puck's loose behind the net, collected by Cochrane. Cochrane over to Dutton, kicked it up. It finds Mendham, who's back on her feet. She's pushing hard here to try to get back, but first back is Cochrane, who springs Conlon, but not able to collect that. All she could do is chip that into the offensive zone. Ryland regroups, intercepted there by Butler. Butler walks out. She's got Dutton on the point and finds her. Dutton back down to Butler. Butler on the half wall, washed by Krulak. Narelle Owen now with it, chips it over there, and here comes Krulak one-on-one on Pullen. Pullen staring her in the eyes and poke checks that away from Krulak as she's forced into the corner.
A great job there, defensive play by Pullen at managing distance. It's a great one to watch if you're a learning player about where to step up as a D.
Krulak gets it back to the point. Blondin was looking to go cross into the high slot there, but that went off an ice skate and out into the neutral zone. Blondin back with the puck, though. She'll chip that forward, looking for Krulak to chase, but a good back check here by Conlon's going to collect, and she'll take it behind to the safety of her own net.
Blondin ran into a wall of white there. There wasn't many options for her except to chip the puck deep.
Oh, and here's Gallagher, watched by Butler, but does a great job just to chip that back over to Briar Johnson. She looks to build some speed from behind her net, goes through the legs of Godfrey, but can't get it past Cameron. Godfrey in on Blondin now. Blondin does a great job just to keep Godfrey away from the puck, and the Ducks will look to get it out here. And it is Narelle Owen now, chipping it forward. Briar Johnson over the blue line, watched by Aparicio. Misplay there by Cameron, but she's able to corral the puck and get that over to Aparicio and chip that out. And here comes Julian. 4 goals, 6 points. Gets it over to Godfrey, looking to give it back to Julian, but hit a Duck skate. It's Aparicio now leaving it for Godfrey, centering it over for Lekren. She's got it here, looking to go cross ice to find Godfrey. And Godfrey now just has a little stick handle there in the corner. Looks for a slot area. She tried to bounce it off the head of Davis Tope. A cheeky play by the ice as she taps Jade on the head there, saying sorry, not sorry. Here comes the play, though, of Krulak as she chips forward, gives it over to Briar Johnson, who now comes through 2-on-3. So Briar Johnson wide, stops up just to try to evade Julian, looked to center it, but Krulak was too close to the net on that. Puck's now on the point, cleared out off the skate Aparicio, and she'll go in as the lone forward as her teammates look to change. She steals it, though, and here she is on the forehand, looks to curl it, waits up, shot, save, Davis Tope, as Aparicio tried to go short side, forcing Jade to push back, but a great blocker arm save by the Ducks goaltender.
There's a turnaround there from an attempted clearance there by Stringer, which was basically shot straight directly into the ice's legs. They've got to be a little bit quicker with those decisions. It's difficult at this stage of the game. You're tired. You've got to make decisions a bit faster, and even the wrong decision sometimes, if executed quickly, is better than no decision at all.
Yeah, 54 shots faced so far for Jade Davis Tope with 40 saves. So, good effort there, and none really better than that one as Aparicio is streaking in there and really went for that goal scorer's goal where you try to push the goaltender one side and go short.
And Cashin and Grigalunas, they're having a little bit of a push, but Cashin, the benefactor, and she's really lifted in this last little shift that she's pulled. She's put in a lot of work, and she's really having a very determined game, not giving up all the way to the finish. There's a lot of fight in the dog there.
There we go. So the puck's now out. It's Grigalunas looking to give that over to Howe, who's just behind her. So she's forced to regroup. Howe looking to go across, intercepted here, and played nice pick there by Jeannot to block that Ducks offensive opportunity. And here comes Baker, just lost the handles there, and Vertigan now will get it, and Baker collects it again, though. So Baker behind the net, looks to center it. The puck's loose. It's back to Jeannot. Shot, short side, but that just missed the net, and Heather Ryland's going to mop up for the Ducks. Called for it there was Vertigan, and that just missed everyone. That's going to come all the way on to Michaela Piers, who's going to leave
count
it
as
for
a shot.
Jeannot.
That one counts as a shot.
Jeannot high, what a pass to Danny Butler, already on a hat trick, curls out in front, takes a shot, she scores! Danny Butler joins the 4-goal party as she scores her 4th, as the Ice now score their 15th goal and 8th of the period. They've been fierce in this third.
They found their fierce, that's for sure, in this period. Although the second period was a much better one for the Ducks. This third period, I think it's pretty fair to say, has been a bit of a Ducks disaster. And roast duck for dinner for the Melbourne Ice tonight. But they do get a chance to come back tomorrow, the Ducks. And hopefully they can learn a lot from today and turn it into a bit more of a positive experience. It's a great opportunity for them to play at this level. A lot of the ladies playing today have not played at national level, and they're doing a good job of maintaining their composure and just keeping it going. They are playing against probably the best team in Australia at the moment in the Melbourne Ice. And it's a lot to ask, but they're certainly digging it all the way to the finish. I've been particularly impressed. Bron Cashin, who's really dug hard in the last couple of minutes as well. They've been under a lot of pressure, but she's worked very, very hard and never backed off.
This line has looked great, and it's Danny Butler who's been the recipient of 4 goals so far, and Cochran looking to get her first point of the game here as she battles hard in front of the net with Blondin. Butler battling behind, still with it, looks to center it there for Conlon. On her backhand, sends it back to Pullen. Dutton was looking for it, but elects to go back down for Butler, who twists and turns in the corner. Back to Pullen, she'll wind, take a shot, a nice deflection there by Cochran, but that deflects into the corner. Butler evading Gallagher here, drops it there for Pullen as they swap positions there on the point. Great play there by Parrington. It comes out looking for Conlon, and she has a wry smile on her face because she knows how good a scoring opportunity that was.
Just the 2 minutes now to play. It is stop time. Godfrey out gets that last stretch pass beautifully received.
Here we go, 5 points here for Godfrey already. Winds, fake shot, tries to get that one on, but that hits Stringer. Godfrey now still with it, evades Stringer. She's got Aparicio there in the short slot there. Looks to find her, but misses everyone as Pullen was going for a change. And we've got 2 Melbourne Ice on the ice, and they will call that for too many women on the ice. Yeah. As a little miscue there by Pullen, and I believe it was Raimondo coming off the bench as Pullen was ready to jump off and just decided to stay on last minute, and the Ducks will go to their 3rd power play here with 1:49 left, looking to score their first goal here as a team. Remember, though, Christina Julien scored her hat-trick goal, the first hat-trick of the night.
It was a beautiful shorty, absolutely. She got a good breakaway and got behind the Ducks defence. Ducks need to. And at the same point, though, you could make an argument that why not pull the goalie and throw 6 on 4 and just see if they can score a goal. It's not without precedent, although certainly with a scoreline like this, you'd be wondering. But if you're desperately keen to just get a goal if you can, and you've got the penalty, why not drop the goalie and go 6 on 4?
Yeah, look, I totally understand I totally get your way of thinking. I mean, we pulled our goalie the other night in Beer League down by 2. But I think in a scoreline like this, you just be looking to work the usual power play, 5 on 4, and get a couple reps in for the team.
I'd be looking to score a goal, Gossie.
So here's Briar Johnson now with the puck here on the power play for the Ducks. Nice job just to get that deep, and she'll get there first on Julien, looking to center it in a great poke check there by Piers. Shot on there by Krulak, and with the oven mitts, Michaela Piers, as she makes her 2nd save of the period and 2nd save of the game.
Yeah, I got to confess, Gossie, I'd do it. I'd be damning the torpedoes and just trying to score a goal for a bit of pride.
Yeah, as I said, I get the train of thought. I definitely do. But it's looking like Jade's going to be staying in the net here for the Ducks. So Raimondo here with the ice, have the puck. She's going to bounce that off the wall. Kept in nicely there by Ryland, and she sends that deep. Centered now, Krulak looking for it, but Cameron able to send that deep. Off the wall there, over for Briar Johnson. It's going to chip back, and a great play there by Grigalunas, and dumped in there by Jakowitz. And
this is where the Ice are dangerous. They've got speed. And when they get that speed on the breakaway, that's when they've been getting around the Ducks defence on too many occasions.
So here's Baker now, short-handed, takes it far into the corner, stops up, looks to center it, no one there, and intercepted by Ryland. Off the bench, though, is Georgia Moore, the captain. Takes it on the backhand, takes a shot, ramps off the stick there of Ryland and into the netting, and we'll have an offensive zone face-off for the Melbourne Ice here short-handed with 39 seconds remaining in the third period.
If the Ducks can win this face-off and create one more scoring opportunity, then they may just be in with a chance. They've got Cashin taking the face-off. And she doesn't win this one, but battles her way through and contests the puck nicely.
Here's Cochran looking to get around Gallagher, but nice stick check. Moore now just pushed off the puck there by Cashin. It's in the corner now here for Butler. 4 goals already tonight. Jeannot's calling for it here on the point. Instead decides to go back down to Cochran. Cochran now looking to center, goes across over for Moore, and she'll be able to keep that in and send that deep there for Butler. So Butler watched by Stringer. Great penalty kill here by the Ice, all offensive zone. 9-8 seconds here. So the Melbourne Ducks here at the Duck Pond feeling a little bit chilly as the Melbourne Ice break out to a 15-0 lead for the first game of the exhibition series. Really focus on that first and third period where they scored 6 goals and 8 goals respectively.
Yeah, they were an absolute torrent in the third, and obviously very deserving winners. But I think if we're looking at the point of view of the Ducks, it's their first ever game, and you can see there's a lot of players there who have not got much experience at this level, and they've stuck together well. They've done a lot of training together over the last few months, but they haven't actually had a chance to play together as a team. And as a result, a lot of connections are just not there, but that will come with more practice and more time together as a team. And they do have 5 more games this year as an exhibition team, as they just have a little bit of a chat before they line up.
Good leadership there by Lucy Parrington, bringing the team in. First game, no doubt led by their goaltender there, who made over 40 saves tonight, despite letting in the 15 there. Great first game, get it off the books.
Yep.
But the Melbourne Ice, as everyone's been talking for the AWIHL, they're definitely the looking like the best team in the competition and in the country right now, and they put it on show tonight.
I think one of the really interesting things, Gossie, is we saw a lot of these players come through the Pro League just a month or so ago when that door finished up, and a number of players here have really stood up, and it looks like they sort of lifted the intensity quite a bit. I was very impressed tonight. Georgia Moore had a superb game for the Melbourne Ice, and so too I think Godfrey. And obviously we're very pleased that she's not injured after that collision with the boards. But Pollen played particularly well, and I think for mine the outstanding player or the discovery for the Melbourne Ice was Marie-Claire Jeannot. She was absolutely superb. The right level of physicality there when she needed to, and no one could get past her. And I think she did a pretty good job of just putting a little bit of fear in her opponents, and that's what you need. You need your opponents to be a little bit concerned when they get close to you that, I might get hurt here, because they're not going to. It's not the intention. But if you can just sort of tickle the back of someone's consciousness and just make them realise that if they do something wrong, they might just end up in a little bit of trouble. Then, and she did that particularly well. She was very effective at being an imposing defensive player. I think for the Ducks, outstanding players, obviously Lucy Parrington, she played an absolute captain's game. It's really difficult when you're getting a hiding to keep looking for positive things and keep trying to G your players up, but they certainly did, and I think they can be very proud of the effort tonight. And
yeah, there we go.
We're very proud of them.
Great job. I mean, the team all here to support the Ducks. We're proud of our girls, and we'll be back here again tomorrow, and no doubt they'll have a little fire inside them to give the crowd a little bit more to cheer for.
Well, absolutely. This is the home team. It's our barn, and the Melbourne Ice are coming back tomorrow to do it all again, and we will be seeing them at 6:30 tomorrow afternoon, and of course on our live stream as well. But we're particularly pleased. We're very proud of them. It was a great effort. Really, I think everyone did the best they possibly could, and there's a lot to learn, and they've certainly got a lot from it, and big smiles on their faces. So they're keen to be back tomorrow to do it again and see what they've learned and see how much they can improve. Because for them, the only way is up. Starting off with what's a pretty fair hiding, but there's a lot of improvement.
And it looks like our man Figures is there in enemy territory over there, looking to talk to some of the Melbourne Ice, and I have no doubt he's going to be asking a couple of those questions, just about what it's like to play against those Ducks. And I mean, it could be one of any of the Ice players. They've got a great scoring opportunities here. We had leading the points tonight, Christina Julian, 4 goals. 2 assists, 6 points. Her line mate, Sharna Godfrey, 2 goals, 3 assists, 5 points. Also, Ash Aparicio,
Aparicio
3
was
goals,
superb.
1 assist. That line, combining there for 9 of the goals, of the 9 of the 15 goals. And then apart from that, it was Danny Butler, which on this rink, we've seen her score so many goals there in the pro league.
She gets given time and space in front of the net.
So we're gonna talk to those line mates. We got two of the fan favorites from the pro league, Ash Aparicio and Christina Julian, combining for 7 goals and 10 points tonight. I can't wait to hear what Figures has to say with these 2 ladies from the Melbourne Ice.
Thanks very much, Gossie. That's right, I've got Christina Julian and Ash Aparicio here. Is it safe to say that you're both pretty warmed up already?
Yeah, I think we're ready for a season. Even though it was our first game, there's still some cobwebs we need to work on, but yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, CJ and I played together a while ago, but we haven't played together in a few seasons, but I feel like our chemistry's come back really quick, so it's been great.
And you've both played in the PWL over the winter season. How good is it to all come back together and actually be playing all together again as opposed to being fragmented between the 3 different teams?
It's so much better playing with Ash than against Ash. I'm going to put that out there. And most of these players as well. You go into the PWHL and you're competing against these girls and you respect them, but it's great when they come together and we come together as a team and we just have all this power.
I just love the opportunity that we had to play over the winter because a lot of us don't play over winter, so it was great to kind of have that leading into this, and it's definitely helped us all along for sure.
I won't hold you up any longer, but thanks for your time. Enjoy the night, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you. Thanks.
Back to you both.
And thank you very much, Figures, for that quick chat. And absolutely right, the mutual respect between all these players. They did all play together here, or at least almost everyone played here in the PHL over the last couple of months as well. And we were very privileged to be able to play a small part in that as they get together for their final photo. Gossie, anything you want to finish up with?
Well, I think this is the perfect thing to finish up with. This is why we all play hockey. It's the love of the game. Great job there by both teams. Excited to see what happens tomorrow. We've seen the best of the ice tonight. Let's see what we can see when we see some of the best of the Ducks tomorrow.
Well, that's right. They've got a lot to do, but they've also got plenty of time to think about it, and lots of lessons learned from today's game, and they'll see what they need to work on. It will be patently obvious, so they've had a really good chance there to find out what it is that they need to work on in the heat of battle. And the only way you can find that out is to do it. You can't get to this level without training and actually playing as well. So they've done the right thing. The girls have put themselves up and faced the music, and now they know what they need to do going forward to make their way into the remaining 5 games of the exhibition series. So we will be back tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. for Game 2 of this exhibition series. It will be our second chance to see the Melbourne Ice play the Melbourne Ducks, and that will be tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. and you'll see us on our live stream. There's only one way to find out what the result will be and how much the Ducks can improve in 24 hours, and that is to watch it tomorrow. Until then, we will be thinking about it ourselves, and we'll see you all tomorrow. We can't wait. Bring it on.